Alrighty, guys. We've got a lesbian here. They're looking to get jacked, and we're about to walk them through the process of getting jacked as a
Calling me a
lesbian.
lesbian and then using they them pronouns is crazy.
You're a lesbian, bro. What are you talking about?
Then call me she her, but bitch.
Nah, lesbians aren't real women. Okay?
I'd say
Yo!
lesbians are more real women than not.
Alright, alright. You can see this doc, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is like my it's actually what I used to pick up girls. So whenever I'm talking to a new girl and she expresses any interest in the gym, I drop this shit on her head. Um, so yeah, this is like, you know,
I'm not reading all that right
what
now.
okay, that's fine. We're gonna go through it together, bro. It's like pretend I'm like I'm a
But
cute.
this is
Are you a mask lesbian or I feel like you're kind of a mask lesbian, yeah? Yeah, okay. So pretend I'm like a cute goth emo lesbian girl that's about to read off a ton of gym um tips to you, really make
but
you feel all nice and
but
warm
hang on, hang on,
downstairs.
hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on.
What's up, dog?
I don't just want gym tips. I want a new 5 day split.
Yeah, this is a 5 day split. Look, one, two, three, four, five. 5 days.
No, no, like I guess I want a 7 day split with five. Like I want to work out Monday through Friday and then not work out over the weekend.
Okay. I think that's kind of special needs, bro. I'm being honest with you.
Why?
Bro, because like your body doesn't like magically reset. And it's like, I mean, I guess
Well, I'm
like
not. I don't. I wouldn't necessarily
c-
destroy myself at
no, no,
every
no, no, I get
workout.
it, but like you
I'm
gotta think
just
about it like
saying.
this. Like when you say, okay, so say you do like a 5 day split and then rest Saturday, Sunday, right? If
Yeah.
you hit like chest on Monday and then you hit like legs on like Tuesday and then maybe like back on like Wednesday, right? And then you hit like shoulders and arms on Thursday and then maybe like core on Friday or something like that. You understand that you're creating like this like overlapping fatigue because when you hit chest, you're not just hitting your chest. And when you hit back, you're not just hitting your back. And when you hit legs, you're not just hitting your legs. Like a lot of leg exercises like involve core. So when you try to do like those like the reason I don't like those like weekly splits is because to try to drag it out the way you want to drag it out, one of two things happens. One, you create like overlapping fatigue, which is annoying. And I'm not saying you can't do a split like this. I'm just saying like I think they're dumb because they're annoying. And the other thing that can happen besides like the overlapping fatigue is just that then like say you try to like remove the overlapping fatigue from that and you space them out differently and you kind of crunch things down into like 3 days like because that's what I used to do before I did splits like this is I would work out 3 days a week and rest for four. And what ends up happening is you essentially are putting 7 days between every like chest exercise and every arm exercise, right? And from what I've read, that's like too much time in between stuff. Like unless you're
Yeah.
doing
You've
like
recovered
insane,
before then.
yeah. And so then you're like kind of missing. You're not just missing out on gains because here's people have this misconception of like you can maintain muscle, but in reality, from what I understand, is that like you're never maintaining muscle. You're either losing or gaining muscle. It's never really one or the other. You're either actively gaining muscle because your body's building it, or you're in atrophy or however the fuck you say that word, and you're losing muscle. So when you go like if you're only ever hitting chest on Mondays, you're going 7 days without really hitting your chest again and giving it stimulus. So it's gonna really slow down your gains. And it
So
also requires you to do a lot like if you want to do one chest workout like for instance every Monday, it also requires you to be in there way longer to get a sufficient stimulus for you to truly be growing and making progress. Whereas if you do something like what I'm about to show you, yes, you're gonna have to go more often, but your workouts are gonna you're gonna be in there for a shorter period of time and it's just gonna feel better overall, right? Because like look, so what I'm about to show you is essentially it's chest, front delts, and biceps, and then it's legs and core, and then it's back, rest of your delts and triceps, and you get a rest day and you get a rest day. And so the cool thing about this too is you can kind of shift the rest day. Like say you have an exam one day and you're like, dude, I don't want to like go and hit legs on a day I have an exam, right? You can just shift the rest day. Like I don't know if you can see my crosshair, but you can
yeah.
shift the rest day from like after like you can do like chest, rest, legs, core, back, whatever, blah blah blah, and then another rest, and then kind of just go back onto your normal cycle. So it kind of enables you to move things a little bit around more. I mean, you can kind of theoretically do that with the other one, but I think it's easier to do with this one. And like I said, you are going to be going a little bit more often, and that's just essentially to prevent, you from like going into after P and like losing the gains. And like I say losing the gains, but I mean honestly at the end of the day we're arguing over small numbers, right? Like if you really do just want to do like 5 days a week, you can do that and you're gonna grow. I'm just saying that like it's like way less optimal.
I'm not okay. Okay, listen. So my goal is not to get the largest I can as optimally as possible.
Yeah, and I would say this. I would say like what I'm gonna show you doesn't necessarily like obviously it's
My
it's
goal,
better, but like if your goal is to just be in shape once again, like this is still just better for you, bro.
my goal is to I'm on campus Monday through Friday and I want to go to the gym when I'm on campus and I don't want to go to the gym on the weekends because I have to pay the toll to go over the bridge to my campus.
Just get like
Actually,
a
wait.
just get like a
Wait, wait, wait,
Planet
wait.
Fitness
Actually,
membership for
wait. That's
ten
not true.
dollars.
That's not true. No, no. I have a membership to the YMCA in the county, and so I can actually go to the gym on the weekends and not pay the toll.
See, there
I
we go.
forgot about
Problem
that.
solved. Alrighty.
No, but wait. I still think I would rather do 5 days a week because I want to be. I don't fucking know.
Okay, because
Listen, listen.
once again,
So
what
the
I'm trying to
context for wanting to change my split is that over the summer, working at the job that I worked at,
yeah.
I was active, like really active every single day. Lots of like cardio activity. Um,
Oh god.
and not
Cardio. We don't
and
talk about that around
like I
here.
lifted shit up and I moved it around and I
Yeah.
walked around with shit, but it wasn't like it was a lot of walking around all
Yeah,
day.
that's cringe. We don't like cardio over here.
But
We'll just have a heart attack at like 35. It's okay.
but that shit helped me lose like 15, almost 20 pounds over the summer. And
Yeah,
and
you're
I
looking
didn't
skinny as hell.
and I didn't lose any strength because I'm lifting the same weight that I was before I
It's
left
bragging
for the
about
summer.
benching like 120.
Um, um, no,
Exactly. Oh, okay. How much are we benching?
like 125.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, you didn't lose any strength because you didn't to begin with. Anyways, look, I'm gonna seriously still here and like advocate for like the just fuck the weekday split, bro. It's garbage. Like you're gonna be putting too many days between your chest exercises, bro.
Yeah, because right now I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday chest and by back, try and
It'll
shoulder, and
probably be
then
weird once you start to get into the groove of things, but once you're in it, I'm telling you, it feels amazing. Because I used to do like a week by
but that
week.
means that my chest exercise is never on the same day, right?
Yeah, it's rotating.
Of the week.
And the reason I like this is because what's gonna happen, like at least with me and my experience with this, is you're gonna have days where you have a lot to do. Like you go to school, you take a test, you have to do homework, and then you gotta go to the gym, and it's like a really heavy day. But it also creates these really nice days that line up where you just have nothing to do, and it feels awesome.
Okay,
So that's another reason why I like it. Is it's kind of keeps things, in my opinion, like fresh, right? Because your schedule is changing a little bit, like every day. It doesn't feel like super repetitive.
sure.
But that could just be me being autistic. I don't know.
I'm sure
Um,
that helps.
probably a lot actually. But like what I'm saying is like you should try this out because
All
like
right.
you're gonna be going because like I said like how much time do you spend in the gym right now?
Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, see that works really good with a split like this. But with the one you're doing, you probably want to be in there for like a little bit longer because you're gonna be. I mean, you just have so much more rest in between sets. You're gonna want to bump the volume up. You know what I mean? And something tells
Sure.
me you don't actually want to be in there all long. So
No,
yeah. So that's another reason. That's another reason why this is good because it keeps your volume up while actually keeping your time in the gym a little bit lower. Well, your total time will be about the same. I just mean your like total session. Each session's a little bit shorter. All right. So I mean, I think my general tips for chest days, bro, are like don't like I don't know. You don't want to be a power lifter, right? I assume you don't care about that.
Nah, not particularly.
Yeah, so like as somebody who's not trying to be a power lifter, all right, you know, and you're not like a 40-year-old man with this like old head mindset. Realistically, like there's no reason to flat bench like ever. You're just, I mean, literally go look up the trend twin pec tear that recently happened,
I
right?
saw that. I actually
Like
saw that.
it's just like you're just asking for something bad to happen. I do flat bench like once a month because I'm a dumbass and I love the thrill of just like am I gonna rip my right, like, but for your average, normal person who doesn't get off on pain, you probably don't want to do that. So I would stick to like incline chest movements for the most part. And honestly, like you really have no reason to ever touch a free weight, in my opinion, right? Because you're just not that invested in the gym. You don't care if you can bench 405, like it's not like a goal of yours, I'd assume. I'm assuming your goal is, hey, just to, put a little bit of muscle on and like stay in shape, yeah?
Yeah, accurate.
All right, so yeah, so you realistically you should never touch free weights like ever. Just use machines. There have been studies done that show there's like people have used all machines, people have used like all free weight. There's virtually no difference in like the amount of stimulus slash growth they were getting over a long period of time. So you can grow just fine off of only ever using machines. If someone tells you you need to do free weights, they're likely 40 years old, their wife has left them, and their children hate them. And so they go in the gym and they flat bench press free weight with their arms way out too far so they could rip their pec off and it be the last thing they feel before the angel of death comes down and like touches them inappropriately. You know what I mean? So stick to incline chest movements like Smith pressing, awesome. We love that. Smith incline. You know where to put the bench, right? Angle wise.
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. I never do Smith.
Okay, so for Smith incline, you typically want to put the bench at like a I don't know, it's like 45 degrees. Depending on the bench you have, there'll be a little bit of variance. You'll have to play around with it, see what you like. Some people like to go a little bit higher, some people like to go a little bit lower. Um, so it's kind of like a you feel. You're gonna have to like play around with it and figure it out because everyone's joints are slightly different, so I can't tell you an exact way to, freaking Smith press. And so what I do for my chest days is I do chest and biceps. I don't. A lot of people do chest and tris, but my logic is you're hitting your triceps with most of your chest exercises. So that if you go and hit your tricep exercises, your triceps are fatigued and you're not going to get as much stimulus, especially because a lot of people will save their arm exercises typically towards the end of their workout. So you're not actually training your arms to their fullest potential. Um, in theory, you could try to find a way to just have a strict arm day. For me, this works though. I feel like I'm getting sufficient stimulus to my arms, and I feel like I'm growing enough that I don't really care to like try to program a specific arm day in. So what I do is on my chest days is I alternate between chest and bicep exercises. So I'll go do an incline chest movement, and then I will do like preacher curls or like normal cable curls. Some bicep curling activity on a machine, preferably for you. And then I do a chest press machine. You can do the one where it's just going straight out. You can do the one with a slight incline. It doesn't matter that much, honestly. Um, then hit some hammer curls. Honestly, the preacher curls and the hammer curls can be flipped. Like if you feel like your brachialis is weaker over your normal biceps, I would put the hammer curls closer to the beginning. And if you feel like your brachialis is doing good and you want to work more on your the other two heads of your bicep, um, put the hammer curls towards the end of your workout. That makes sense? You following so far?
Yeah.
All right, all right. And then I
How do you
finish.
wait? How do you feel about like unilateral exercises?
I mean, you're just gonna be in there longer. In theory,
Yeah.
they're technically better, but like you're gonna be in there longer, right? So if you have the time and you want to sit there and do each arm, I mean, go for it, right? But like you're gonna be in there longer. That's pretty much what it
Yeah.
comes down to. It's like a trade-off, right? Like there is the most optimal way to do something, but like, do you really want to be in there for that extra amount of time? That's up to you, really. And then I typically finish my chest day off with like a pec deck. You can do cable flies. One of my favorite cable fly variations is where you have the starting point of the cable down like really low, and then you like you drag up. You can't see me, but you start with your arms down low and you come up
Yeah,
to you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I should have probably just turned on my camera, but I don't know if that'll work. Whatever, whatever. Um, you know, for me too, like I also like to for me because I'm a degenerate who loves the gym, I'll typically after my pec deck slash flies, I'll typically go hit some dips for some more tricep, like just to really get it in there. You don't really need to do that. I just like to do it. It's kind of up to you if you want to do more. It's also just how you feel recovery wise, right? Like, cause for me, I can get away with I do that and I feel fine when I come back around to my chest day. Some people won't, some people will. Once again, it's just kind of like timing, how you feel. And like, there's two rest days programmed into this, but say like you hit chest and then you do your one rest day, and then your rest is like you're on your second rest day and you're like, I feel great, like I don't, I feel amazing. Just skip that rest day and go hit chest again and just start to cycle over. And then sometimes there'll be weeks where you're like, dang dude, like I didn't sleep at all this week, like I'm tired, blah blah blah. Throw an extra rest day on there. If you're recovering fast because you're getting great sleep and you're eating great, chop a rest day off. It's been a shit week because your teacher shoved like 3 exams up your rear end, and you slept 2 hours collectively the whole week. Maybe throw in an extra rest day. Then for legs and core, I'll start with leg extensions, and then I'll do hamstring curls. Um, and then I do some form of like Smith squat. Like I like front squats personally. Like split squats are cool too. And then I'll go and hit the abductor machines. And then I like to smash some hip thrusts out real quick. I like to go really heavy on those and then like at Lizzo and be like, look what I can do. Um,
Hmm.
and then for the calf raise machine. So there's a lot of newer research coming out showing that the calves grow best when you go into like you drop your you find like an elevation, you find something elevated and you're able to drop your heels down to where your calf is stretched out, and then you just go back up to neutral and you don't like fully extend all the way up.
Like you
Like
don't get up on your toes.
yeah, you don't do the full range of motion. You just go from like a decline, like your ankle like being
Yeah,
down and your calf
to
stretched to like
neutral.
flat foot. Yeah. I've been doing that for
Interesting.
about like I want to say 4 or 5 weeks now, and that is really nice. It feels pretty good. I like it. I honestly feel like my calves have actually grown quite a bit in that short time. That's like anecdotal as hell, so it's kind of my word on it. And then I'll do like crunches. I mean, you can do crunch machines. Sometimes if I'm feeling sticey, if you have like a decline bench set up in your gym, you can go do like decline crunches on that with the barbell and like progressively overload that. That's obviously free weight and risky as hell, so only if you're feeling spicy. Um, and then I'll do like leg raises. So you know what a leg raise is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I get ankle weights so I can progressively overload that. So my tip
Wait,
is
wait, wait. Which way do you raise your leg?
so I'll go to like like one of those dip machines, but like you'll sit in reverse and you'll bring your legs up, and I'll have ankle weights
Yeah,
on my
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ankles. And the key thing to remember with leg raises is that you actually want to round your back a little bit at the end, and then like really curl as you come in. And because if you're not rounding your back at like at the
Like
neutral
contract your
essentially,
core.
yeah, yeah, contract your core. But if you're not rounding your back a little bit, kind of throwing your ass out there at the end of it, you can end up using more of your hip flexors. So rounding your back here is actually good. And then cable twists for obliques. So you just grab the cable and you kind of bring it down towards your core, and you're just gonna twist your body. That's what I like to do for obliques. I say oblique exercises are optional because well, some people say that like when you train your obliques, your waist gets wide and you're ugly and blah 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 blah. I like to think, my core is stronger because my obliques are stronger, and so I won't have like glass back syndrome like some of these fucks. But it's kind of up to you. Like if you want to look like a skinny little twink boy, you are a lesbian. I mean, maybe that's your goal. Don't train obliques, and you can, have a little twinky waist, and I'm sure your girl will have to grab you by the waist if she pegs you. But I have no idea if I can say that on YouTube. Um,
You're far enough into the video. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm probably fine. But like, it's up to you. Like I said, for me, I don't want to look like a girl. I honestly, like, I'm not trying to win a bodybuilding show. Like, I would prefer to have a thicker waist. Cause like,
Uh-huh.
why the hell would I want to look like a woman? Like, I don't want an hourglass figure. All right, they're just ABC gang men roaming and prowling the gym all the time. I already get enough looks from them for whatever reason. All right, I'm not trying to give them another reason to look at me. So yeah. And then for your back and your arrested delts and tricep day, I start with some kind of pull down motion. And then I'll do like a tricep extension. There are machines for it. You can do this on the cables. And then I'll do like a row, so a more horizontal kind of pulling motion. And then I'll move into the lateral raise machine and I'll work on my shoulders. And then I try to do it. I mean, I do this on cables sometimes too, but I try to lean forward when I'm on the lateral raise machine or the cables, so it hits more of your medial delt because it's gonna take like the focus off your front delts, and you're hitting your front delts on chest day. So I don't really think you need the repetition. If you feel like your front delts are small, do some isolation movement for your front delts here if you want. I think back days are typically my longest day because I'll throw in some more maintenance things typically on back day. Um, Then I do the dip machine. And I don't know really what to call this, but you're not actually going over to the assisted dip machine, the one where you put the thing under your legs and you work on
Yeah.
dips. It's like this seat and it's kind of like bent forward, and there's gonna be
Yeah.
like two bars and you
And you
push
press
down
down
on
on the
them.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it hits. I love that thing for my triceps. That feels so good. I love that. I love that machine. That's like one of my favorites. But realistically, here you're just doing some form of tricep push down. Um, So there's also another tricep combo you can use, and essentially it's where you go up to the cable machine and you're gonna grab the cable and you're gonna kind of shoot your elbow out just a bit, and you're just gonna like extend your arm out to where it's like lengthened, and you're gonna go back to it being at like that 90-degree angle, and you're gonna do that, and then essentially for the other tricep exercise, you're gonna grab the cable above your head, and you're gonna shoot your arm out like this, and like fully extend your arm like this, and that pretty much hits all of your triceps. And like those are really the only two tricep exercises you need. But once again, like I get a little ADHD in the gym, and I like to move around and hit things. Um, and then shrugs. Once again, shrugs are optional. Oh well, after the tricep exercise, there's actually like reverse pec deck for your rear delts. And once again, there's some other rear delt exercises you can do. Like you can do cable pulls. You can go to a cable machine and do like reverse like pec deck on the cables essentially. And then after that, I'll do shrugs. I like to do shrugs. I want to have big ass traps because I think that's cool as hell. A lot of people don't want big traps though, especially girls for whatever reason. They don't want to look like Ronnie Coleman or something. So, don't do shrugs if you want. Um, smaller traps. And instead of shrugs too, you can do some form of like barbell row too, but like where you're more standing up more. Get a little bit more back stimulus along with your traps. Hit those middle traps. There's like a lot of like there. I'll be honest too. There are some like smaller muscle groups that like this is some, like we're not fully going over. And that kind of comes with like as you work out more, you're gonna start to notice like oh like this weird part of my back is like I feel like looks weak to the rest of my back, and then we can talk about like finding an exercise to develop that. Like honestly, like if you do this like word for word, you're probably gonna be missing out a little bit on like lower trap exercise, like lower trap development. But I mean, once again, you should just go work out. Like we'll figure that out later, bro. Uh,
Word.
trips, ticks, whatever the hell. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. I can't even read my own writing. So I don't really know how if I would consider you like a newbie in the gym. I don't
I don't think I would.
because I reckon my typical recommendation, depending on the exercise for like newer people, is like stick to like the 6 to 8, maybe even the 8 to 10 rep range, so you don't hurt yourself because you're still like figuring out form and stuff. So the exercise is newer, keep the weight down a little bit, and learn how to do the exercise before you start to bring the weight up. Stick in the higher rep ranges. But once you're not new to the gym and you actually know how to do things, my general recommendation is stay in the 3 to 5 rep range, maybe the 5 to 7. I personally prefer the 3 to 5 because like I care a lot more about strength. Like I want to get big, but I also want to be able to push heavy weight. And so I'm not trying to sit there and do 12 reps of something. I want to push as much weight as I can. And I think my general recommendation to most average people who aren't using gear is also to try to train heavy and have this more balance between like training for strength and for mass. Because you can look at some of the most elite natural bodybuilders and like they're really not that big. Like I'm not trying to like diss, natural bodybuilders, right? But like when you look at the natty guys, like some of the best natty guys compared to just even like lower tier gear users, like they look tiny because like gear really is just that effective on
Facts.
making you bigger. And so like you're not trying to win a bodybuilding show. And so as a natty guy, like general just like life performance, being able to lift way heavier weights at the sacrifice of maybe looking a little bit like smaller, in my opinion, kind of pays off.
Sure.
Because you compared to the guys on gear, you already look like shit. But maybe you can try to
Thanks.
keep up with them and like the weight they're pushing. Probably not. I mean, look at fucking Larry Wheels. Homie's a you know homie. Yeah, I mean he takes Lizzo to Pound Town on every exercise. But yeah, personally for me as a natty guy, I care a lot more about strength than I do mass. Like I want to look big, I want to look jacked. I'm not really natty either, but like I'm also not using like gear in the way that like a lot of gear guys use it. Like I'm just on enclomiphene and L-carnitine, which some people would argue natty. I don't think it's natty. I'm just saying that like on the natty to just roided out scale, I'm way closer to the kind of the natty
Yeah.
spectrum of things. And so I care a lot more about like I want to hit the 1,000 pound club sometime like mid next year. Right now I'm like pushing like right now in total I can lift about 750 pounds like between the three main exercises: squat, deadlift, and bench. I want to hit the 1,000 pound club. You know, sometime around like March, Mayish of next year. That'd be
Mm.
nice. I think I can do it. Maybe more like June, but we'll see. And I think being able to like you can train a little bit higher volume and like I've seen the studies on it honestly are super inconsistent with the results too, right? Like you'll see some studies argue for like lower rep ranges for like the maximum amount of however you say hypertrophy or whatever
Hypertrophy.
screw that word.
Hypertrophy.
And some people argue for higher rep ranges. In my opinion, it is very clear in the evidence and like the research that if you train in a lower rep range, your strength is going to go up a lot faster. And there's even some arguments that you will actually build mass faster that way. So I figure you're better off just training in the lower rep ranges. It's better for fatigue management. It's gonna make you stronger way faster. It's you're still gonna get jacked if you train consistently. I think the 3 to 5 rep range, maybe like 4 to 6, is like the best. It's a little bit feely to each person, but for me, 3 to 5 is best. I think if you're doing any exercise more than like 6 or 7 reps, though, you should definitely be bringing the weight up. Like, there's no reason to be doing more than like 7 reps of an exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for the number of like sets you should be doing, I like to do 3. There's definitely an argument for 4 to 5 sets. I just think that the stimulus you get from those 4 to 5 sets is so low, they're not worth the time. Because if you go in, your very first set is the one that gives the most stimulus. And to essentially double the stimulus, right? Like to do enough sets that like you get another 1 set worth of stimulus, you'd have to do like another like 3 or 4 sets
Yeah.
to equal that first set of stimulus, right? So you like I go to 3, right? So I'll do 1 set, I'll do 2, I'll do 3. And that probably puts me at like 1.8, 1.7ish, maybe not even. But it's like to do those fourth and fifth sets, it's like they're worth so little and you're just putting on so much more fatigue for the week and for that gym session. I just don't think they're worth it. Um but I mean there's definitely an argument to go to 4 to 5 sets. I just like 3. I think 3 is a nice number. It's what feels good to me. Um, some exercises I do 4 sets though. For instance, like when I bench press, I'll do a wide grip bench, and then I'll do a close grip bench, and then I'll do a wide grip, and then I'll do a close grip, and I'll end up going to 4 sets of that, just to kind of mix things up a bit. So there are some exercises where I will do 4 sets. Like if I do my first set and I'm like, oh, that weight was like way too light, I'll go to 4 sets. You know what I mean? Like if I knock out 10
Mm-hmm.
reps of something, I'm going to 4 sets because like I went really light on my first set, and I didn't actually think I got enough stimulus out of it. As you spend more time in the gym, you'll kind of figure out like what works for you. Um, let's see, what have we not gone over? Oh, for obliques. Oh yeah, and I talk about like obliques and girls. Because this is like I said, this is mainly designed for women. Because girls will be like, oh, you go to the gym? Oh, we're getting coffee? Tell me about the gym. And you know, girls are dumb. And they can't just listen to me autistically rant for an hour and like really hold on to the information. So I give them like a little visual to look at, while I rant, like a complete and utter autist.
Hmm.
Dude, I think one of the last dates I went on, bro, I literally sat there and I'm not even joking. I just talked about gear for like a solid hour and a half. And then I
I'm
just did
sure
it.
that went well.
Oh no, it did. She was like, "So we're gonna go to the gym on Wednesday," and then I just never text her back.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. What was wrong with that girl? Low key, I felt like she was a catfish if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
Like I remember like seeing her picture, like, oh she's cute. And then we got there in person. I'm like, this girl looks like she eats a little more calories than I initially thought. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
So I mean, she wasn't like obese, but like I like a girl with meat on her. But like I'm looking more at like I don't know. If we're thinking meat, like what's a good comparison here? I definitely don't want like a freaking, I don't know. I don't know what's a fatty meat. I don't really know where I was going with
Brother, I
this,
think you're
but
getting off topic.
overweight women suck. All right, that's totally not gonna get me shadow banned. Um, yeah, do free. My other tip is like do free weights if you want. Obviously, like if you enjoy that, do it. Because another key thing to the gym is like motivation, right? There's a lot of studies showing that like if someone is more motivated, the amount of growth they make is like exponentially more. So like, if don't do exercises that bore the hell out of you. Like if you go in the
Right.
gym and you're like, I hate this exercise, it bores me, it annoys me, just don't do it, right? Like you're mentally not gonna be all the way there, and so you're just never gonna actually get as much stimulus as you could out of just doing an exercise that's maybe a little less optimal, but you enjoy it. If anything, gonna bounce out. Just do the junk that you enjoy, right? Like if you don't enjoy something, just don't do it. Find an alternative. There's plenty of
Hmm.
alternatives. Um, And then another tip I have is like on leg day can be pretty intense. So if by the time you get to your core exercises you're just tired, just move the core exercises to a rest day. More often than not, you can do your core stuff at home anyways. So you know, yep, that's it. You got
You're
questions, bro? I will email this to you.
uh not really.
Okay, this is a really incoherent rant for how long is this recording? I don't even know. It doesn't tell me. How long have I been recording? Oh, only 30 minutes. You listen to me rant about the gym for 30 minutes. That's pretty impressive, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, no worries, man.
I only kind of want to blow my brains out.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes. But here's the amazing part is when you feel like blowing your brains out, go to the gym and lift weights. Feels great. It's like it honestly is so true that being happy is like the killer of gains. Like when you got a girl that's like nice to talk to and she makes you feel good, you're not body dysmorphic, you don't hate yourself, and you're tempted to go hang out with her and not go to the gym. So honestly, you should probably break up with your girlfriend. Um, get like a mirror that kind of warps your body to make it look bigger, and honestly, like double up on your course load so you're just miserable, and that's how you'll make the most gains, bro.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
women are anti-gains, guys. Don't talk to women. It's bad for you. It'll ruin your gains. They'll cook you nice food that has like way too many calories in it, and they're doing that on purpose, okay? Women purposely get in the way of you lifting weights by cooking you calorie dense food because they're jealous and they don't want you to look jacked so other girls look at you. I've seen this shit. They do it. I'm telling you, they do it. They put like extra bacon grease in your sandwich, and then you start to get a little chubby, and then they're like, ah, he's mine now. They're ruining your gains, guys.